Have you ever wondered how to have a long-lasting, solid relationship with a buyer? Or how about a buyer who you just met and you're a little bit leery that they might go with another agent if maybe they go to an open house and they find somebody there? How do you lock in a buyer so that you know they're only going to work with you? Well, one way to do it is with a buyer-broker agreement. Personally, I love these agreements. I think they're fantastic. I think they should be used much more often. It can be taken a little bit aggressive for some of your clients, and some of them might back up, but those people who back up and don't want to sign them, those are probably the people who are going to go shopping for another agent, behind your back after you've shown them 10, 15 properties. That's one way. You can have them sign the buyer broker agreement. The other way is to do what I call the buyer interview. The way that this goes is you have them come to your office or you meet them at their house or wherever, but you want to set aside a good chunk of time. And what you're doing here is really getting into communication with them. A lot of times, the homes that they've lived in are going to recur over and over and over again. Now, I don't mean the same exact home, but there's going to be features of the home from early childhood that they want in the house that they're about to buy. So what I do is you sit them down and one by one, you take the husband first or the wife first, either one, and you ask, okay, tell me about the very first home you lived in. Tell me all about it. What was the neighborhood like? What kind of flooring did it have? What color was the house? What type of roof was it? How many bedrooms? How many baths? Was it an open floor plan? Was it enclosed? How many stories? What was the backyard like? You get all the details of the house, and you write all this stuff down, write it all down. Then you say, okay, the next house you lived in, tell me all about that. And you do the same thing, run through all the questions. And you keep doing that until you get up to present time. Then you switch to the other person and you do the exact same thing. And you go through every home that they've ever lived in and you just write down and you write it all down. And this is really gonna get them to start thinking about their life and the homes that they've lived in and what they like and what they dislike. Back up a second. Throughout this process, you're gonna ask, what did you like most about that house? What did you like least about that house? Okay, that's pretty important. I shouldn't have skipped over that, but what did you like the most? What did you like the least? And you do that for each house. And so at the end, they're really thinking with what they liked and what they don't like. That's really important. It's important for them to get that solidified, but it's also important for you. So you can kind of see when you're looking on the MLS, say, okay, that house, they both are gonna love that house based off of everything they've just told me. But the other thing that it does is it's actually very bonding, okay? It's actually a very bonding experience. They're literally telling you every home that they lived in, and they're gonna start telling you, as they're telling you about the homes, they're gonna tell you little things about their life, where they played as a kid and what they did in this house and that house. And it's actually gonna be very revealing, and it's gonna be kind of therapeutic for them. And all you do is sit there and you listen, and smile on your face, and you just write everything down. And at the end of that, every single buyer I did this with, they absolutely loved it and they came away feeling great. And none of them left me, not one. So next time you have a buyer, sit down and do this interview with them. You won't be sorry.